Hi guys, I am back. I look a little bit more presentable because I did my hair and I don't do that, but I did for you guys. So I did go ahead and go on Facebook and I asked what you guys wanted to see about me or what you guys wanted to see in general in these videos. And you guys said you guys wanted to see more makeup. I have not done a makeup video in forever. And some people said story times. I know one person wanted to collab with me because she has a YouTube, so we're gonna go ahead and collab later on. Tengo piojo, sorry about that. And yeah, today's gonna be a combination of both because I do not want to do my makeup like a full-on beat. I just want to do I mean, it's gonna be a full-on beat, but it's not gonna be eyeshadow. If I do the most, it's gonna be an eyeliner, and that's not, I don't know, that's not a lot. I guess in my opinion it's not a lot, but it's gonna be about story time. And the story time is gonna, dang, this is a long intro, but the story time is basically gonna be about the time I got fired. I won't be naming the place I got fired from, or the people, or why. Well, I'm gonna be changing the names, okay? Yeah, but if you guys have any suggestions of what you guys would like for me to do, I was not gonna go back on YouTube, but then I found it very therapeutic and I need that at the moment, so I'm gonna start doing YouTube again. But yeah, comment what you guys want to see. If you guys have any suggestions. I am gonna be shaving my face in this video because I'm a man and I grow hair where I shouldn't be growing hair. Okay, so leave me alone. Okay, so I could have done this off camera and not save myself from embarrassment, people knowing I'm a man, you know. But here I am shaving my face for you guys. Okay, sorry about that. So this story time takes place in July of last year. Well, it went all the way from May of last year, maybe last year. I'm thinking it was last year. Yes, last year till July of last year. So it was like 2 months. That's how long I lasted in that job. So I worked at this clinic place. I was hired to be a receptionist slash cashier. That's where my dyslexia really got to me. Not gonna lie, I feel bad for that job. I am so sorry you guys hired someone like me, not because I wasn't hardworking, but because I'm just not good with numbers. I switch them up a lot, and my dyslexia gets to me, you guys, really bad. But it's fine because I would try and I would fix my mistakes. If I keep looking over here, guys, it's because I'm looking for my eyebrow stuff. Maybe I should have looked for this before, but here I am. Found it. Okay, so what I'm gonna be using is the Anastasia pomade in dark brown. This is probably expired, but yeah, it's hella expired, but I don't care. Okay, so I started this job in May. I had applied for it, you know. I went to the interview. I did amazing on the interview, like no other. People should be jealous. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I did really good on the interview, and I got called right away the same day to basically go back. Well, not go back, but to basically tell me, hey, you're hired. Congratulations. When can you start? And me, I don't know about you guys, but when you guys are applying for a job, I'm like, I could start right now, clock me in or something, you know. Like, why are you asking me when I can start? Like, start me now, bro. I'm not here. I didn't take this interview because I didn't need the job, but whatever. So I told her, I was like, oh, I could start right away. Well, my manager, because there was two managers. There was a guy manager and there was a lady manager. Oh, there's a girl that's gonna start with you on Monday. Can you come on Monday? This was a Thursday, and I remember this because they traumatized me. And I was just like, of course I can come in on Monday. And I was just like, what's the dress code? You know, because I didn't want to be looking all weird. So I went in there, and she told me, can you come Monday? And I was like, of course I can go in Monday. Let's do it. I'm down. Are you down? And okay, I did my eyebrows off camera. Yes, they're a little dark because that's my natural hair color, and pomades are expensive and I don't plan to bleach my eyebrows, so they're dark and they're gonna stay dark. I'm sorry, not sorry, but yeah, they're not even. They're my sister. They're twin. I mean, what are they? Cousins, not sisters. But I'll show you guys in up close. There's that one. Ooh, ooh. There's that one. Ooh, ooh. I mean, if you guys want an eyebrow tutorial, I will show you guys an eyebrow tutorial. But I'm just gonna start with this girl, and we're gonna call this girl named Patty. And the reason we're calling her Patty is because I can't say her real name, because she said she's gonna get a restraining order against me. Which I should have gotten a restraining order against her, but whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna go through that, especially because, you know, I can get in trouble, and I'm not trying to get in trouble over something that I got fired already for. Like, I didn't even need to get fired, but here I am being fired over Patty. And another reason why I'm gonna call her Patty is because there's this girl named Patty that I don't like. And since I don't like her and I don't like Patty, I'm just gonna call her Patty, because there's not a lot of people I don't like. So an easy name to remember is Patty. So I was gonna start with Patty at work, right? She was gonna be the person I was gonna work with, and she was gonna be basically my partner. Me and her were both gonna be training together. She knew a little bit more about, like, because when you work in an eye place, you have to learn about eye insurance and how to work with insurance in general. So she had worked in a dentist. She used to work at my dentist, actually. I don't remember her though, thank God. But she used to work on my dentist. So when she moved to where we are now, she kind of knew a little bit more than I did, because in the dentist place you have to work with insurance, because, you know, some dentists, at least in my, well, no, I guess every single dentist go ahead and have insurance companies. So, you know, she knew a little bit more than I did. I had only worked at Dion's before, so I had no, like, experience when it came down to insurances. But I am an easy learner and a quick learner too. So really, I have no problem learning, let's put it that way. And it wasn't gonna take me long to learn either. Like, the whole insurance things, I had it down pretty quickly, so it was no issue with that. But she did have a little bit more experience, so she kind of caught on quicker than I did. Just the whole system, it really wasn't insurance, because she had to learn insurance. You have to learn everything. We had, like, folders and stuff that would tell us. So she had used the system they would use over here at that place was the same system they used at her old job. So she had experience with that. So she got onto the system quicker than I did. So she was already like a little bit ahead of me, but not too ahead. Like, it was nothing that I was gonna that should have ruined me, let's put it that way. And I say that I can't speak. I say that because I had to talk to HR later on in my life, and HR told me some tea that they had said about me, and it wasn't true, and I was kind of mad. And by kind of, I mean I was a lot of mad. So yeah. So okay. So we both started on that Monday, right? As soon as Patty walked in, she was late. I got there like, you know how they always tell you like, oh, please get there 15 minutes before your interview, or 15 minutes before your shift starts, so I can think good of you, and just because they can see that you're responsible and that looks good on you. If you guys didn't know that, you guys know that now. If you guys are trying to apply, always come at least 15 minutes before, or even 5 minutes counts, you guys. Like, it really, really counts. So maybe I really ace all my interviews. Like, every interview I've gotten the job. Well, that's a lie, but I'm really good at them. I've been through a lot of interviews, let's just put it that way. So if anybody's interested on an interview video, let me know. No, but yeah, so as soon as I saw this girl walk in, she was around 15 minutes late instead of being 15 minutes early like they tell you to be. She was 15 minutes late, but I was like, whatever, that's on her. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, dang, like, I just know it. I know me and this girl are gonna have issues. But I was like, you know what? I needed the job at that time. I was not pregnant at that time, you guys, but I needed the job because I had goals in life. And my goals was to move out of my parents, actually. I wanted to move out of my parents, and I wanted to just be a little bit more independent. I wanted to get my truck. I always wanted to get a truck. I'm a truck person, I guess you can say. And I'm in love with money. I'm a hustler. Anything that gets me money I would do, but not everything. I mean, come on, I have standards. But yeah, I needed the job, and I just didn't want to mess it up. So I told myself, I was like, even though you might have problems with this girl, you are gonna suck it up, and you are gonna try to befriend her. And I should have listened to my intuition, because my intuition was not wrong. But like I said, I was trying to befriend this girl. I was trying to be nice, not get in trouble. And I was wrong, you guys. Well, I was not wrong. I was right. So I don't know about you guys, if you guys have ever gotten a job, but usually the first day is very awkward if you don't know anybody there. Like, let's say that you got this job, you just applied it because they were hiring, you wanted the job, you don't know anybody, you didn't have a reference, and you got the job and stuff. It's really awkward when you don't know anybody. So me being me, I was like, you know what, like, I don't know this girl, but we both started, so might as well just have lunch together, because it was really awkward at first, not gonna lie. You didn't know anybody, nobody knew you, so you were just kind of stuck there, I guess you can say. So I told her, I was like, since I kind of already know you're a bad person, let me go ahead and befriend you, so I can, like, not go against myself, but not do anything that can jeopardize my job, in another word, right? I was like, I just want to have less passes. I don't want to have no issues with anybody. I want to go ahead and just be able to enjoy this job. I just wanted to enjoy the job, you guys. I didn't want to have issues. So, and I felt bad for this girl too, because like, she didn't know nobody, I didn't know nobody. So I was like, this is gonna be a good time. I'm gonna take her out to eat. I asked her if she wanted to go out and eat with me. I was like, we can go to Dion's because we had an hour lunch. And you know, I was really trying. I was really, really trying with her. And she told me, she's like, yeah, she's like, but like I'm a little broke. She told me, she's like, I just moved out of my mom's and I don't have money. She's like, I won't be able to pay. And she's like, but you got this one and I'll get the next one, you know. And I mean, I was still gonna invite her to eat. Like I'm not the person that's gonna make you, like, if I invite you, I'm gonna pay. I won't go half and half. Like I'll just pay. I'll pay the whole thing. So I was like, okay. I was like, don't worry about it. Like, no, I'm not. No te estoy cobrando. I'm not gonna charge you anything. It's on me. Let's just go out and eat, have a good time, and that's it. That's all. Let's just have a good time, right? And we left it at that. She was like, okay. She's like, thank you so much. She's like, where are we gonna go eat? And I was like, let's go out to Dion's, because Dion's was very close to our job. So I was like, let's go to Dion's. I was like, I'll just get like a large pizza and we'll share. And she was like, okay, that sounds good. So lunch comes, right? And at lunch, she's already like posting me on her Snapchat, and she's like telling me like, hey, do you have a Snapchat? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I was like, to be honest, like, I don't really add anybody on Snapchat because I don't like I said on my last video, Snapchat for me is a place for people I only know, right? So I told her, I was like, no offense, I just keep people I barely know there. I really don't use it. But that's I was lying, you guys, because that's what I use the most. But yeah, I told her, I was like, I just use it sometimes, not all the time. And then she told me, she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, she posted me on Snapchat, and she's like, dude, I feel like I already know you. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she's like, I just feel like I already know you. You're so cool, like, you're so chill, dude, like, te la rifaste. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank you, whatever, you're a little weird. And I was just like, well, tell me about yourself, right? Where did you used to work? What do you do? Do you have another job? Stuff like that. Like, just trying to keep conversation while we eat. And she told me, that's how I found out that she worked on my other where I get my braces done, because she told me where she worked. And then she started telling me that she had recently moved out, but she was having a lot of issues because her boyfriend was not working, and basically she had paid for the whole apartment, and she was really broke. She's like, I'm really struggling with money right now. My mom is currently really mad at me because, like, I left her. She's like, I told her I was having problems with her, and I told her, I was like, I'm just gonna leave the house. And I did. And now I'm having a lot of problems with her. She's like, I wish I didn't have all these problems with her. I really love my mom, and now I'm really alone. And I told her, I was like, well, why don't you try to make classes with her? You know, like, if that's your mom, why don't you just try to just be happy with her again, I guess. And she told me, she's like, no, my mom holds big grudges, and she's like, I'm just having issues. She's like, it hasn't been a good time. I was like, she told me that her and her boyfriend were having a lot of trouble because of her boyfriend's mother. She was telling me that her boyfriend's mother would get a lot into their relationship, and that he was a big time mama's boy. And she would tell me that it kind of sucked because she was the only one paying for the apartment. She was the only one, like, I guess she was the only one paying for everything, and it was getting hard on her. And she felt like she was not gonna make it. She said that she was waiting on her previous job's check to go through before because I guess, like, she was gonna get paid the next week off in the other job, and then that was it, you know. She was and she said that she was gonna be good, but for now she was a little broke, and she was a little scared that she wasn't gonna make it with bills. And you know, I'm the type of person that kind of feels bad for people, and I try to always help. And that's my biggest issue too, because I get in trouble. I mean, I don't get in trouble, but I get backstabbed completely because of me trying to be nice, me trying to be good to people, thinking that they're good people and they're not gonna do me dirty, and then they do me dirty, and well, yeah, you know. But I told her, I was like, well, you know what, like, don't worry, like, I don't know you, you don't know me, you don't know anybody, I don't know anybody. I was like, we can start just having lunch together, and I'll be the one paying lunch. I was like, because you don't have money right now, your boyfriend is not working, and you just moved out, like, that has to be tough. It has to be really tough. And I was like, and I just don't want, like, another thing on your plate. Me being nice to a person that's gonna destroy me. But yeah, I told her, I was like, don't worry about it. I'll be the one who does it. And you guys, I'm just gonna pop some lashes and do my lip, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I look like a catfish. So yeah, I had told this girl basically that I was gonna pay for her lunch, and we were gonna go out to lunch just together, and we were gonna, like, she didn't have to worry about paying anything, or she didn't have to worry about not having anything to eat, because I was gonna do it. Like, I was gonna pay for it. I was gonna just be there for her, right? I was gonna be her support system at the moment, because she didn't have any. Because she told me, like, her baby daddy, well, it wasn't her baby daddy, but the person she was with was not good to her, and she was just, like, she had told me that she had told him to get a job and stuff, but he wasn't getting a job. So I started taking her out to lunch. I started taking her, well, basically just taking her out to lunch, and I started being nice to her, just trying to get to know this girl a little bit more, because, well, I didn't know her, and I was getting bad vibes from her. And I remember one day, there was another guy that worked in the opticals, so he was the one who would sell the lenses, and he was pretty new as well, and she had invited him to eat with us, and I had invited him to eat with us as well. We were all just gonna hang out because we were all new and we didn't have anybody to hang out with, right? So he came to eat with us, and he told us, like, that we were supposed to be clocking out for our lunches. Now, keep in mind that I didn't know this, because in my other job we wouldn't clock out, and since it was my second job, then, well, I didn't know. So when I found out, I was like, dang. I was like, I didn't know we were supposed to be clocking out for our lunches. I was like, but I'll tell our manager, like our lady manager, to fix it for us. And Patty was like, oh, I've been knowing. I was like, I just haven't done it because you weren't doing it, and because she hasn't called us out. And I was like, and you didn't tell me. So I was like, okay, whatever. And she's like, dang, we have to make up a lie. We have to tell her, I don't know what she said. She made, like, a dumb excuse of what she was gonna tell her, and I told her straight up. I was like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna tell her, like, I didn't know we were supposed to be clocking out for lunch, so I'm gonna ask her if she can fix it, and then I'm gonna be clocking out from now on. And she just looked at me and she was like, okay, like, people say different excuses or whatever, it's gonna sound a little bit more believable. And I was like, okay, whatever. And we went back from lunch, and I remember that day. Well, I remember that specific day because right after we went back from lunch, she went to the lady manager and she told her exactly what I was gonna say, which was the truth. She said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know we were supposed to be clocking out, and I just found out because the guy that, let's call him Jesus, because Jesus told me that that we were supposed to be cooking up for lunch, and she's like, so I just found out. She's like, can you please fix it for me? And I looked at her like, I was like, lady manager, can you please fix that for us? And she looked at me and she looked at Patty and she was like, okay, yeah, of course, don't worry about it. And that was my second flag, like my second red flag with her, because I was like, dude, you literally just, like, you've been knowing and you're just literally gonna say what I was gonna say, because I was the one who was confused. I was the one that didn't know, but I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, I already know she's not a good person, but once again, like, I wanted to keep the job because this job was gonna look good on my resume. Like, it wasn't gonna be my forever job, but it was definitely gonna look like an upgrade to my resume. And I just wanted, I mean, I had no issues. I just wanted to do my job, because when I was there, that's all I wanted. I wanted to be there for the people, and I wanted to help people out. Like, it was something I was genuinely interested in, just for the only pure reason I was really interested in that job just is because my dad is blind, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about eyes, because I knew you could grow in that company and become a tech, and techs know a little bit more about vision and stuff like that. So I wanted to know a little bit more, so maybe in the future I could have helped my dad, because my dad is really blind at this point. So the reason I was there was because it wasn't just because of the money, because I could have gotten that money somewhere else. I really wanted to be there for the people, and I wanted to learn. So I was like, okay, whatever. I continued to pay for lunch, and I continued to take her for lunch even past the week, because the week came and she was like, I went and picked up my check, and they told me that it was not ready and that I needed to talk to the manager. Like, she gave me a lame excuse, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't mind it. At this point, we would get paid the week after, like the upcoming week. So I didn't mind it, you know. I was like, whatever. So then during that time, it was like, I don't know, it was like the next week after that, she told me, she's like, she was crying, she was bawling, and she was being really dramatic, and she told me, she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, bills are coming up, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. She's like, my boyfriend still hasn't gotten a job and doesn't want to go for work. I've been asking him just to at least do construction for a little, but he's a pretty boy and he doesn't want to get dirty. That's what she told me. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, it's because he's always like wearing his nice clothes, and he just doesn't like to get dirty. He's that type of guy. So I understand why he doesn't want to do construction, because I guess that was the only job that they were offering, like his friends were offering him at the moment, and he didn't want to take it because pretty boy didn't want to get dirty. And she's like, I'm gonna have to choose between my insurance, my car insurance, or rent. And she's like, and I don't know what to do, because he can go back to his mom, but I can't go back to my mom because my mom hates me at this point. And I was just like, but I kind of like, I felt bad for her. So I was still listening to her, and I was just like, dude, just because you need to be honest with your boyfriend. Like, you need to tell your boyfriend, hey, get it together. You need to at least work for a few hours, get paid, and help me with the bills, because I'm the one that's paying for everything, that's been paying for everything. So get it together, you know? And she told me, she's like, I am. She's like, it's just he's not the best boyfriend. He kind of treats me bad, and he's really mean to me, and he tells me a lot of things, and he's just like a big time mama boy, and he's always listening to his mother, and his mother doesn't like me. It was big drama when it came to them. And I just told her, I was like, regardless if he's a mama's boy, like, he needs to get it together, or you need to leave, or you need to tell him, like, leave, you know? But she wouldn't, because she said that she was in love with him. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people do stuff for love. I've been there, I've done that, and it sucks. But I told her, I was like, can we be nice again? I told her, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll be nice to you, and I was like, we lived in the same area. I started taking you to work. I was like, pay your apartment, and I'll start taking you to work. And she was like, oh my god, thank you so much. um I'll repay you gas or whatever. I don't know what she told me, but I didn't accept gas because I offered the rights, and I don't know, maybe I should have gotten something out of it, but I didn't. But anyways, she told me that. And during this course, let me go ahead and tell you. So you guys remember that I was talking about our man manager? Well, our man manager was there, and she started kind of making a real friendship with him. She was really interested in him, and she kind of started to become like really flirtatious with this guy. And it became to the point where everybody started to notice it, like the whole office started to notice it. And I was telling her, like, I would sometimes call her out on it because I was like, dude, don't you have a boyfriend? Like, what are you doing? Because it became to the point where they were like hugging all the time. Like, he would buy her drinks. He would like, well, I know like you can buy somebody a drink, but it was to the point where he was like more of a, like, he was getting something out of it, like buying her type of drinks, you know. And she was really like, oh my god, here comes my manager. And it was becoming really creepy to a point the whole office was noticing. And it became like everybody was kind of like looking at her like, dude, you're always saying that you're in love with your boyfriend, that you're in love with this, and you're over here flirting with this guy. And it became such a big deal that one day the lady manager was talking about her because she was like, oh, I really like Patty. Patty's super nice. She's like, she really reminds me of my little niece. She's like, she acts just like her, and she just looks like her. She's like, I really just want to protect her. I don't want nothing bad happening to her. Pero ya se me enamoró. That's literally what she said. She's like, esta ya se me enamoró. Se me enamoró del manager, you know? And because of this, a lot of people started coming to me because I was the one giving her rides, and I was the one who was feeding her, and started telling me that I should tell her to be careful with the manager because he had a really bad like history when it came to girls. Like, he would flirt with them, use them for whatever he wanted, and then he would hurt them and leave them and never talk to them again and start being really strange with them. And the thing is that this guy manager was married. So I was like, dang, like, I'm a little concerned, you know, like, she's already getting hurt by this dude. I get it. I understand why maybe she's feeling loved by somebody else and is kind of being flirtatious back. So I was like, let me just tell her to watch out. So I told her, I was like, hey, a lot of people are coming to me telling me a lot of stories about this guy. Maybe you should be careful or get to know him a little bit better than you do something that you're gonna regret, because it was getting to that point. And she would tell me, she was like, oh no, me and him are just friends, nothing close. So there was this one time, well, we left it at that. And there was this one time that I guess she was having really bad problems with her boyfriend, and she was, at this point, like, let me tell you, okay, let me go back. At this point, I was already kind of done with her, and I was to a point where she was bugging because she was acting kind of strange. She was more of like, she was getting bothered that I was telling her that maybe it wasn't such a good idea to continue to flirt with the manager. So I guess she didn't want that no more. So one day she was really depressed the whole day, and I asked her, like, on the way back to her home when I was taking her, I was like, hey, like, what's going on? Why have you been so sad? And she started crying. She's like, dude, I'm just so done. She's like, my boyfriend treats me really bad, and every time that I say something or that I ask him if it can work, he tells me he's just gonna pack his bags and leave me. And she's like, I'm just kind of done with it. She's like, I see how other people treat me, and he's just not treating me right. And I was like, other people treat you like the guy manager? And then she was like, yeah, like he doesn't even know me, but he's really trying. And like my boyfriend is not. She's like, he's just treating me more like trash, and he's been pushing me away more. And she's like, it's like, it's gonna be the second, like at this point it was the second month. She's like, it's already gonna be another month of rent, and he hasn't gotten a job. I've asked him to apply, and he says that he applies, but it seems like all he does is go out with the boys, and that's it. She's like at this point, like, if like I'm so ready to break up with him. And I was just like, well, maybe you should. Like, if he's not doing anything for you or he's not treating you well, then break up with him. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't know. She's like, I don't know what I would do. And then I asked her, I was like, be honest with me. I was like, are you breaking up with him because of the way he's being with you, or are you breaking up with him because of the manager? And she told me, she's like, well, if I'm being honest, it's the way that he treats me, but it's also because of the manager. Like, me and him can have a thing. And I was like, you don't get it. Like, he's married. Like, you know he's married. And she's like, yeah, but he tells me like that he could leave her. And I was like, I don't know. I've heard that story many times. And I told her, I was like, you know what? Like, maybe you should try to fix your relationship before you you do that, you know? And she told me, she's like, I just really want to get pregnant. And I was like, well. And then I was like, both like of that guy. And then she's like, yeah, she's like, I know a baby's gonna fix our relationship. Like, this girl was psycho. Like, she told me, she's like, I'm just gonna take like a regular pain relief or something in the morning and not take my birth control and just get him pregnant. Like, I know he's gonna change, and I know he's gonna treat me good. And I was like, girl, like, a baby's not gonna fix your relationship. And I was like, that is crazy. That's just crazy. But I was like, whatever. Like, it's not me, you know. I'm not doing anything. And I just told her, I was like, I don't think that's the correct thing to do. I was like, but I'm not gonna get into your relationship. And she told me, she's like, no, she's like, it's because me and the guy manager are really gonna, like, are getting along. She's like, I think I wanna go ahead and take it further. And I was just like, dude, like, break up with your boyfriend then. If you're gonna do that, break up with your boyfriend. Like, don't do that to your boyfriend. Like, even if your boyfriend is trash, never cheat on the person. Like, just break up with them. And I left her, like, we finally get to her house, and she told me, I was like, well, have a good day, I hope you do good, or whatever. And I left it at that. So then the next morning, she's very quiet, she's to herself. And I was like, well, maybe just everything went wrong. Like, she had a talk with her boyfriend and everything went wrong. And yeah, and I told her, at this point it was already, like I said, 2 months, and we had already gotten paid, and we had our actual schedules. And so me and her just didn't have the same schedule anymore, and we didn't really like coordinate. So I told her, I texted her, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, because she didn't have work the next day. And I was like, hey girl, I was like, I'm sorry, but I think I'm not gonna be able to go ahead and give you rides anymore because we got our schedule. And I was like, we could still hang out for lunch the days like that we do work together. I was like, but I think at this point, like, I can't be taking you to work anymore. And she was like, it's okay, like, I understand, thank you for everything. And by the way, she never gave me gas money, but whatever. So we left it at that. And like I said, the next day she went into work, and she was really distant. Like, she wouldn't talk to me, she started to ignore me, she started being kind of like the mean girl again. And she would only talk to me like at lunch, and that was because I was still buying her lunch at this point. I don't know why I was, but I was still buying her lunch at this point. So she would only talk to me for lunch. And then she would be again like really mean. And then I started to notice that she was going a lot in the office, like with the lady manager, and she would always last there for like a very long time. And then every time she would come out, she was like crying. And I would ask her, like, is everything okay? And she would tell me, yeah, everything's fine or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. I left it at that. So then to me, I just thought that she was going through a hard time with her boyfriend. So she was going in there to kind of vent, try to take like a little moment for herself and then come back. But then, to my surprise, she was saying that I was garbage. But we'll get to that later on. So then, probably like 2 days, 3 days, no, like on the week of what she told me, and she started being really distant with me. I guess she told other people that what she wanted to do with the guy manager and that she was really in love with them and stuff. That people that went around. That went around really quick, and everybody knew about it, and everybody was coming to me and telling me. And she was kind of known for like the flirt of the office at that point, because she was flirting with everything and everyone that was moving that had guy parts, right? It got like, and it was so bad that it got to the point that the people who made the glasses and the people who sell them, it was two older men. Those guys started to lock the room where they would make the glasses because they felt so uncomfortable that she would go in there and like try to flirt with them to get free glasses. It was really bad. Like she was really pretty. She was a pretty girl, so she would try to use that to her advantage. And it started to kind of bother everybody in the office because she, like, sometimes in the cashier part, she would go up to the front and start looking at glasses and trying them on to see which ones look better on her. And then we had like a big old line, and she wasn't what she was supposed to be doing. She wasn't doing the job she was supposed to be doing just because she wanted to go and see glasses to see which one was best for her or which ones fit her better. So this started to bother everybody because we were getting in trouble because we had a big old line, but she wasn't. She was literally looking at glasses the whole time, or she was flirting with somebody. So the rumors started going around, right? And one day I was up in the front and with one of my other coworkers, and we were just chilling, having a good time, and we got called into the office, and we got in trouble basically because she told us first. So we were the first two people that she told us about her liking the guy manager, and I guess she went and said that we were the ones spreading the rumors that she liked him, and that we were talking bad about her, and that we were making rumors up saying that she wanted to basically sleep with this guy. All the things she told us, she was saying that we were saying it like rumors. And the lady manager got mad, and she's like, this is going around the whole office, it's really disgusting rumors, like it's gonna be a big issue. She's like, this is gonna be your first and last warning, don't ever do it again. And I was a little like taken back because I hadn't spread anything. Like, I hadn't spoken to people about it. People would come to me and tell me things that she had said. So I told my coworker, I was like, you know what, this is something that I didn't say. This is something I'm pretty sure you didn't spread, because we would keep to each other. I've always kept to myself. Like, I'm not gonna add you on social media because you're just my coworker and that's it. Like, that's all, you know. And I told her, I was like, I'm a little hurt, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little mad about this. And then I was like, besides, I think it's kind of, I was like, I feel like it's a little coincidence that now I'm getting in trouble and now I'm the one speaking bad right after I told her like that I wasn't gonna give her rides anymore. And basically, since we almost didn't have lunches together, she was never eating and she was not getting her lunch paid for. I was like, I just find it a little fishy to me. Like, that's just, like, we never had an issue until I stopped giving her rides and I stopped feeding her. And then she was like, you know what, like, I noticed that too. She's like, but I don't know. She's like, the managers here don't really realize anything, and if they have a favorite, they're gonna go ahead and back her up. She's like, so just be careful with what you say, because it can backfire. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with her. Like, I'm gonna be heard out. So I went in and I went to my lady manager and I told her, I was like, hey, can I please speak to you? I was like, it's just something that I want to take off my chest. And she's like, of course. She's like, go ahead and close the door. So then I told her, I was like, to be honest, I don't understand why we got in trouble if that's something that she's spreading. I was like, it's not a rumor if she's the one telling everybody. I was like, the only reason everybody knows is because she's the one that's going around and telling everybody. I don't understand why I got in trouble or why my coworker got in trouble for it. And she told me, she's like, well, see, the thing is that she can speak about her life to anybody that she wants, but you cannot go and speak about her life to anybody you want. And I was like, but I'm not. Like, I was like, I just find it a little suspicious, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, I never had a problem with her, and you know it. I was like, since the beginning of the time I started working here, like I took her to lunch, and that was it. Like I started taking her to lunch, and I started taking her to work, and I was like, I was being nice to her, and all of a sudden, when I'm not able to go ahead and do that, she now tells me I'm the one spreading rumors and I'm the one talking bad about her. I was like, I find that a little bit suspicious. And she told me, she's like, you know, I care about her a lot. She's like, I just don't want the rumors to stop. She's like, so just don't talk about her. That's literally what she said. And I was like, okay. And I left. I was like, she's not gonna do anything. So after that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ignore her. I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm just gonna talk to her when it comes to work, and that's it. Other than that, like I'm not gonna give her another reason for her to say that I'm treating her bad or that I'm talking about her. And it got to the point where now she got frustrated at every little mistake I would do. So if I would do something like wrong, before I could fix it, she would go and snitch on me, and she would tell me, Nisa doesn't know how to do this, she's just ruining everything. And it was really bad. Like if I was laughing with my coworker about anything, she would go and she would be like, Nisa's talking crap. I know Nisa's talking crap. And she was like, they're laughing at me. And she would always find like little excuses or little things to go talk badly about me to the manager. But the manager could never saw anything in person, so she couldn't really incriminate me, I guess. And one day I remember that I was like cashiering this guy, but he had a different type of insurance, and that insurance you were supposed to fax it. So she thought I did that wrong, and she went and told on me again, once again. And she said, like, Nisa's doing this wrong, like she's gonna mess us up again, like she's not learning. It's been 2 months, like she's just not good. And I got mad because I was like, if I'm doing something wrong, come to me. Like, there's no need for you to go ahead and go and tell my manager, right? So I got mad and I got up and I went to the manager and I was like, am I doing this wrong? So tell me now so I can fix it. If not, like, tell me what's going on, because I'm about to get in trouble for this in just a few seconds. I was like, I know she came to you and I know she told you I did this wrong. And before I could really even be in the room, she started screaming, like right here in the back of my head, like going crazy, telling the manager, trying to defend herself. And I look at her and I was like, thank you. I was like, but I'm just asking a question. I was like, I'm not even talking about you. And she just looked at me and she just left. That's all she said, all she did. And that looked really rude. Not gonna lie, that looked really rude. But at this point I was so done with her. And my manager just looked at me and she's like, no, you're good. And I was like, okay. So then I left back to my station. And then the next day I went to lunch. And when I came back to lunch, she called me in the office and she told me that I was let go. And I asked her, I was like, can you tell me the reason I was let go? And she told me, she's like, well, we've just been having a lot of reports about you and this certain person, and we just don't want the tension in the office. It doesn't really look good. Like, it's not making it. It's she's like, we're just trying to go ahead and cut off the tension. And I was just like, okay. I was like, I'll go ahead and sign this paper, but I just want you to know, like, that the office problems, the office rumors are not gonna be, like, they're not gonna be over, because I was not the problem, you know. I was really hurt. I was like, whatever, you know. So I left. I took my stuff, and then my coworker that I would hang out with, she texted me and she's like, dude, what happened? Like, Patty's going around the office, jumping around, laughing, and being stupid happy because she said that she got you fired. Like, what's going on? And I was like, nothing. I was like, there's really nothing I can say. I was like, just know that, like, that she got what she wanted, and that's it. And then At this point, I was really pissed. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get my revenge. Like, I'm so done. I tried to be nice. I tried to be nice to this girl, and she did me dirty. So I'm gonna do her dirty. So then I texted her boyfriend a very, very long message talking about exposing her, like how she was with the office, how people were feeling with her in the office. And yeah, and long story short, she wanted to fight me. And then when I told her, I was like, fine, we can meet up, she told me she was gonna get a restraining order on me. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you can't tell me to meet up and then say you're gonna get a restraining order on me, you know? So then, like, I guess her and her boyfriend ended up breaking up later on. Her boyfriend is really dumb, I'll tell you. I had conversations with that dude, and he's something else. But she tried to like victimize herself with her boyfriend, like, and victimize with herself with me. Like, she texted me a big old paragraph saying that I got what I wanted and that she never knew what she did to me. And I was like, girl, I knew you went around saying that you got me fired, so what do you mean, you know? That's the first time I ever got into a relationship, by the way. I am not the type of person. And then that was it, you guys. Like, I had to talk to HR about the whole issue, and then HR told me that basically the clinic has said that it was lack of performance. Like, it wasn't what they had told me. They told me that it was because I was having issues with Patty, and they told HR that it was because of lack of performance, and there was nothing wrong with my performance. I was really doing good at my job. It was just that she didn't like the fact that I stopped giving her rides and I started feeding her because she wanted to be treated like a princess. But yeah, later on found out a lot of things from her old job. She quit because people didn't like her because she was a big old flirt with the manager, and the manager gave her like started to be her like she became the manager's favorite, but like the whole office went against her, so she had to quit. And then she has like this crazy story that she says that her ex-boyfriend ran her over, and like the story is not like that. Like, yes, he did run her over, but not because he was being a psychotic boyfriend, if not because she was being a psychotic girlfriend. But then again, like, I can't confirm that story. She did get ran over at the end of the day, but she says that he basically, like, they were at a dance and they got in a fight, and he swerved the truck, and he hit her and ran her over. But what I've heard is that she was being like crazy psycho, running like after him, and he was backing up, like trying to get out of the thing, and she went in front of him. Like, she was the one that jumped in front of the truck and then got ran over. And that changes the story a lot to her story. But then again, like, I cannot confirm that story. I was not there. I just heard I heard a lot of things about her. And that's it, you guys. That's the story of how I got fired and why I got fired, and how I almost got a restraining order because she was the one that wanted to fight me. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to it. It was just, I guess, a little story time. But yeah, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me what else you guys want to hear, or what do you guys want me to see from me. Maybe more makeup videos, like actually makeup videos. I'm not bad at it. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.